again. This is Coach Morgan Hoffman with the Playtri Procast, and we are here in Sarasota, Florida with Miss Hailey Danz, a member of USA Triathlon's Paratriathlon national team and a Paralympic hopeful for 2020/2021. Hailey, welcome back to Sarasota. How's it feel to be here racing again?
Thanks so much for having me. Oh, it's good to be back. It's always fun to come to Sarasota. You know, we've been racing here for a long time, and so just having that familiarity aspect is always nice.
It's nice, yeah.
Totally.
Were you, 3 months ago with everything happening with the pandemic, were you expecting to be racing again right now?
Honestly, no. I was not all that optimistic about the future of racing in 21, at least this early in the season. So, yeah. I feel like I definitely took racing for granted in the past, and now anytime I can get out there, it's just like, it feels so amazing. I feel like I'll never take it for granted again.
I think that's so true. I think there were so many of us that didn't realize like what a privilege it was to be able to compete, and yeah, to your point, it's nice to just be on the start line with a smile on your face.
Totally, 100%.
So speaking of COVID, were you here last year when everything shut down?
Yeah, I was.
Where were you? What was going through your head?
Oh man, yeah. It was, I mean, that was such a different time because I feel like when we were here last year, no one really knew how serious it was. Yeah. You know, that was back when we just like...
Yes. Oh, like a couple weeks.
Oh yeah, I can like go travel, like it's fine. And then, there was that like 2-day period where the mindset just like completely shifted. And it was, oh wait, no, we are in like a history making thing right now. And that occurred like while we were here. Yeah. And so, yeah, it was definitely a whirlwind. Yeah. Just having to go from, oh, this is a little thing that we can work through to, oh no, this is going to like significantly impact all of our lives in a major way. So, yeah, I mean, the race got canceled. Yeah. I ended up staying here a couple of extra days, and then the rhetoric kind of shifted to, oh no, you need to go home like right now. Yeah. And so went back to Colorado and was basically there for the next several months.
So you are a resident athlete at the USOPTC, and when quarantine happened, did that impact life at the training center?
Yeah, so it did significantly. All the facilities, training facilities shut down. They kept open the dorms and the dining hall. So at the time I was living on campus, and I was able to stay living there. I had meals to eat. Fortunately, I felt so lucky being a triathlete because I could still do the majority of my training. I wasn't able to swim, but I could ride my bike and I could run anywhere. Right. And I was living in a place with gymnasts and swimmers and people who like really rely on their facilities to train, and so I think that gave me a lot of perspective of like, okay, I actually have it pretty good because I can still do most of what I need to do. So yeah, the facilities were shut down, but we kind of just settled into a little rhythm there. I had my little quarantine of 3 other athletes there that we just kind of put our heads down and did a lot of cycling and a lot of running. And yeah, it wasn't all that bad.
Have facilities started to reopen?
Yeah, so so the training center reopened in July. Okay. They did have to shut down again in January when things got bad around the holidays, but yeah, for the most part we've been able to hit a nice little stride there. Yeah. There's certainly a lot of restrictions and precautions that we have to work around.
Of course.
But, it's like anywhere, right? Right. And we've just kind of like settled into the new routine, and it's all good.
So I know one of your big goals is Paralympics. Yeah. You were silver medalist in 2016. So now you're maybe looking at silver, or maybe maybe something else. When news came out where there was uncertainty surrounding the Olympics, did that impact you mentally or emotionally in your training?
Yeah, I think at the beginning, I didn't think much of it. It's like my motivation is still high. Yeah. I was in a really good place fitness-wise, and I just wanted to keep building. Sure. And then just kind of as the months went on, it got really challenging just because we weren't sure necessarily how much we should be doing, you know, because there's that fine line of like keeping the fitness up, but also, you know, doing too much such that when it is time to pivot towards competition, you don't want to be burnt out, right? And on top of all that, you know, I'm in quarantine, there's nothing else to do. All you want to do is train. But realistically, you can't sustain that. So that was like a tough balance to kind of strike. You know, my coach and my team and I, we kind of just got really creative in finding other things to do. So, you know, the highlight of my 2020 was when the Paratri resident team decided to ride across the state of Colorado in like a relay
read
format.
About that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it was sick. It was so much fun.
And you were, and you guys were you were raising money for something, right?
Yeah. We decided to raise money for a local food bank and the USOPTC Foundation. Because I mean, we wanted something to train for. We wanted something to direct the focus to. But we also wanted to give back in a way. And like kind of use our platform to do something productive. So it kind of checked off all the boxes. And you know, at that time we weren't training together, you know, we were also isolated. So having an opportunity to come together and like actually do something as a team was like, it was what got us through the summer. So
that's amazing. What else did you do with your time during the pandemic?
Actually, I picked up hiking.
Oh, cool.
So, because I entered like a really big cycling block, you know, when all this started and I couldn't swim, my coach and I just decided, like, let's really just focus on the bike. So I think I spent like 40 consecutive days on the bike, just like, you know, doing a lot of doubles on the bike. And then on day 40, I was like, oh my God, I never want to be in the saddle again. I'm over this. And so I decided to take the day off the bike and just like go out to a trail in Colorado Springs and, you know, hike up a mountain. And I realized that it was the most amazing mental reset ever. You know, I was able to come back the next day and like feel completely rejuvenated. So I ended up actually incorporating it into my training quite a bit. You know, I started doing the Manitou Incline on the regular, which is a big workout in the springs. Climbed Pikes Peak, 14,000 foot. And it just like gave me this, you know, it kind of caused me to reconnect to the sport in a completely different way, because it was so different. But, you know, it's still able to maintain like a good fitness. And I feel like it was actually a cool stimulus, like a different type of stimulus that really helped my run.
That's fantastic.
So that was big. And then just, you know, again, my team in Colorado Springs like really helped me get through it. Once we were able to start training together in July, that really kind of turned things around for me. Just, you know, I thrive in a group environment, and so you know, just having other people to do stuff with is kind of big. And
that's another thing that I think we often took for granted prior to this, is having those people to train with and keep us motivated, and being able to get back to your group, I think was probably a big deal for a lot of people. So looking forward to Tokyo. Who's your competition? And what's gonna happen?
Who knows? You know, I feel like everything is still so up in the air. I was just driving in with Melissa Stockwell, and we were saying, like, you know, realistically, by the time we race our international competitors again, like, it'll have been 2 years since we've seen them. So, like, we have no idea.
That's such a huge time gap.
Right. Anything can happen in 2 years, for better or for worse. And so, you know, I feel like I had a pretty good idea of like what the competitive landscape looked like 2 years ago, and now I really don't know. So, you know, I'm hoping that there will be an opportunity to race internationally between now and then, just to kind of see where some of these goals are. But at the end of the day, like, I feel super confident in the work that I've done. You know, I think that I think the extra year, it either helped you or it hurt you. And I feel just fortunate that I benefited from the extra year.
That's awesome.
It just gave me more time to figure out like my bike position and changes to my running leg that I made.
Yeah.
Like I think that I would have made it work had the games happened in 2020.
Yeah.
But having the extra year to kind of get those little details ironed out is going to end up helping me quite a bit.
Yeah.
So, you know, the competition is very much unknown, and so I'm kind of just like focused on what I can do to be my best.
So one last question on that: when you have a race like that where you really don't know, what's the strategy? How are you going to approach that?
Yeah, you know, I feel like over the years I've become like a pretty intuitive racer, and I'm pretty good at making decisions just on the fly.
That's crucial.
Yeah, and it's certainly easier when you know your competition really well and you know, kind of where to make moves.
Yeah.
But I just kind of trust my gut and my instinct, and to know that I can make the right decision in the moment.
Yeah.
And even if it's the wrong decision, I can bounce back and you know, adjust and kind of make it work.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it kind of just comes down to confidence and trust in your instincts and your fitness.
Yeah. Well, everyone, this was Hailey Danz, Paralympic hopeful for 2021, and Hailey, we are going to be rooting for you. Best of luck this weekend. Best of luck, hopefully in Tokyo. And everyone's Playtri podcast. Stay tuned. We've got more casts coming for you later this weekend. Have a great day. Thanks for listening.